behind the railing. As soon as the pitchers are ready, here we go. Good luck, have fun.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our live coverage of singles qualifying squad 4 here at the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. We are live at the Khalifa International Bowling Center at Zayed Sports City. I'm Lucas Wiseman, Matt Cannizzaro here as well. Getting started with our final squad in the singles event to determine our finalists for the medal round this afternoon. We start off with UAE and India on 9 and 10, and on 11 and 12 we have Turkey and Iraq. You can find the live scoring and the results at worldbowling.org or click the link below the video you're watching. Live scoring allows you to look at any of the scoreboards throughout the bowling center. So the standings coming into today, with just this final squad to go, Tommy Jones of the United States is in first place, 1434. That is an average of 239 per game. Martin Larsson of Sweden, 231.5 average, in second place. That's 1389. Third place, Glenn Morton Peterson of Norway, 1381 to 230.17 average. Fourth place, Shogo Wada of Japan, 1371, 228.5 average. So it's going to take at least a 228.5 average to make it into the medal round. And there are quite a few bowlers who have an opportunity on this squad. A lot of good bowlers, including Dan McClellan from Canada and Jason Belmonte of Australia. We've got Alexei Parshikov of Russia, David Kennedy of Germany. Got a lot of great bowlers. Shaker El Hassan of UAE, also another top player on this squad. So hopefully we have a lot of excitement to look forward to here on this squad as we move forward throughout the morning. Our medal round is scheduled to start in about 4.5 hours. So we're just underway. Squad 4. In our men's singles event here at the World Championships. Gonna bowl 6 games. And after these 6 games, all of the bowlers in the field, 272 of them, will have bowled 6 games in the singles event to decide our top 4 for the medal round. Make sure you use the hashtag 2014 WBMC when you tweet about the event. Wesley Shaw tweeting. He's cheering for Dan McClellan and Team Canada. Heather Wood with a tweet cheering for the United States and for Jason Belmonte of Australia. U.S. not on the squad, but Tommy Jones leading with a pretty good chance to make it into the medal round this afternoon. Jason Reinders says, another late night of watching Bull TV. Hoping to see at least one 300. And I hope we do get to see one as well. And Jamal Sultan says, good morning. Cheering for Team UAE. We've got UAE on the live stream here first thing this morning for you. Ethan just tweeted in, can you do a shout out for my brother Sean watching from Singapore, cheering for Jason Belmonte. So there you go. Again, you can click the link under the video you're watching to get to the results and live scoring page. And if you don't see that link, you can just go straight to worldbowling.org and click on events and then championships, and you'll find it there. Once again, Tommy Jones leading 1434, Martin Larson at 1389, Glenn Morton Peterson 1381, and Shogo Wada at 1371. So a 228.5 average is what it's going to take to crack the top four here on this final squad. Mentioned Shaker Al Hassan of UAE is one of the bowlers to watch on this squad, and so far he's bowling pretty well. He's up right now on lane 10, the lefty. Strike spare triple to start for Al Hassan. Be a big story if he made the medal round here in his home country. He has won a lot of tournaments in his career, but probably none bigger than if he were to win the singles event here in the UAE. Looking through the players on this squad, there are some other great bowlers that I didn't see on this squad. Robert Anderson from Sweden, Jesper Svensson. Of course, you got Jason Belmonte. Jason's on lane 37 right now if you want to follow him on the live scoring. Belmo only 68 in the fourth frame, though, with a strike in the fifth as Al Hassan strikes again for UAE. You've also got Matt Miller, Matt Chamberlain from England, and Tori Torgerson of Norway, Mad Sandbergen. B-Boy Rivera from the Philippines is on this squad. Thomas Larsen, Denmark. Andres Gomez of Colombia. Christos Sarajevis of Lithuania. Romeo Gagniu of Romania. So we got a lot of good bowlers here on this final qualifying squad. We'll have to just wait and see if any of them can push through and crack through the top four to make the medal round this afternoon. This is the final squad of qualifying here at the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships. Singles event will wrap up today. Doubles starts tomorrow. Well, keep an eye on the left side of your screen here. Shaker Al Hassan of the UAE has been bowling well thus far. putting up the biggest score on our featured pairs this morning so far, first game. 2 frames to go. Al Hassan can strike out for 280. Another strike. Dream start here for Shaker Al Hassan as he goes into the 10th frame with a chance to shoot 280. Yeah.
See what happens. The layup.
Tim Mack stopping by saying, got to watch the transition on the left side between games 3 and 4. And that's going to be the big key for Shaker Al Hassan. Tim Mack coaching Bermuda here this week. All right, so here comes the big 10th frame for Shaker Al Hassan. Working on a big string of strikes, 7 in a row, entering the 10th frame and a chance to shoot a 280 game if he strikes out. So here's the first shot in the 10th for Al Hassan. Another strike. Comes up light, mixes them up. A great start so far. Comes up a little bit short of the head pin on that shot. Does Al Hassan. Leaves the washout, but still going to be in the 260s. A great start. Needing to average just about 229 a game to get into the top 4. So a 260 is a great start for Al Hassan. Certainly puts him in good position. The way we've seen the transition happen over the last 3 squads, seems like it's good to get as much as you can, as early as you can, to help battle that part where you're going to score a little bit lower, games 4 and 5, and 266 for Al Hassan. Let's go to our resident left-hander, Matt Cannizzaro, for his thoughts.
Well, Lucas, so far, even with just the 6-game blocks, we haven't seen too many lefties succeed throughout the 6 games. And really, just based on this 43-foot Tokyo pattern, generally the starting point, at least on paper, is going to be a little bit closer to the inside part of the lane. The righties much more comfortable in there. For the lefties, they're going to usually try to stay out towards their comfortable part of the lane, towards the outside. And as the righties progress, they're going to start moving left, and eventually it's going to get to the point where the lefties are going to be bowling through the righties' laydown point. So it's going to change their reaction a little bit. Tim Mack stopped by, and we talked a little bit about that earlier too. The coaches have been here all week. They're watching some things, and very knowledgeable people in the building. And you can see how things are going to go a little bit less so now with the Kegel Ice Oil, which is designed to hold up a little bit longer. It's going to transition less. So that's going to help the lefties, I think, be able to stay where they are, stay more comfortable, and not crisscross the righties too much, especially with only 6 games. But we've seen some lefties bowl well, and as we got later in the block, things just didn't quite go as planned and as well as it had earlier. So as you mentioned, get what you can early. And the way that Shaker's throwing the ball already, I feel pretty confident, and we'll actually see him move left, so we're not going to see him too much more the rest of the day. But certainly in a good part of the lane, and hopefully just be able to ball down, ball up, ball around, and stay where he's at and be pretty comfortable the rest of the way.
All right, well, we transition into game 2 now. Pretty fast game 1 on the featured pairs. And we will have Macau and India on 11 and 12 for this game. Abdul Hamid Sheikh of India with a nice 228 game to start. Kam Sang Chan of Macau with 245. And Hoi In Choi 198 as they waste no time getting started with game 2.
So you see Lucas on the fresh, various styles finding some success, and pretty interesting. We have the spinner style here up on lane 12 right now, and then of course Abdul the left-hander, and a pretty good mix early. We saw some huge scores yesterday, progressively higher in the first game, and then as the lane started to change a little bit and people moved off that starting pair, that really told the tale. And we saw some transition issues early in the first squad, around game 3, game 4, and they were able to battle that later in the day. But game 6 seemed to be the issue for most of the players later, where they had a chance to make a run and came up short. So whatever they were able to discuss and strategize a little bit based on what they saw yesterday. And I also think you're looking at some pretty strong players today. So whoever gets past that game 6 hump, I think has a good chance at making it into the top 4 today.
Looks like we will have Turkey and Bahrain on the featured pairs for Game 2 on 9 and 10. None of those players cracking the 200 barrier in Game 1. I believe we'll have Jason Belmonte joining us on the live stream pairs. Yes, he will be on for Game 5. So that's something to look forward to if you're a Jason Belmonte fan.
Yeah, we certainly had some late excitement yesterday, and a great way to end the day. Martin Larson coming up huge. Rolled a 10-pin, tripped a 4-pin, and shot 250 in his final game on the live stream pair to move into second place. And should be exciting. Hopefully Belmonte will give us a show here on the live stream pair. We did 297 yesterday. Certainly we saw a lot of possibilities on paper and not too much panned out, but of course Tommy Jones able to figure something out late, finish with a 236 game to grab the overall lead. Tommy doing what Tommy does, able to open up the lane a little bit, and I know a lot of folks out there would like to see TJ back in the winner's circle. It's been a while. And what better stage to do that than here at the World Championships. So I'm sure he'll be impatiently waiting here shortly as these last 5 games unfold to see if he'll be bowling in today's semifinals. Lucas, the two-handed lefty, Jesper Svensson, just walked by, going down to the low side here. We saw him find some great success at the World Youth Championships and again in Las Vegas around the World Series of Bowling time. And I feel like he's the next big up-and-coming player. I wouldn't be surprised if he put on a little bit of a show today too.
you're just tuning in, you're watching our live coverage of the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships here on Bowl TV. Singles qualifying squad 4, it's the final qualifying squad of the singles event. And we'll take a look at the standings here as soon as they come in. Should expect to see them pretty shortly here. So we'll give you an update once they come in. We're in the second game of 6.
Well, look as you take your 10 minutes to practice, you bowl your game, and then you move on to the next pair. And things not going as smoothly here for most of our featured players here in Game 2. It's taking a few minutes here to figure out what's going on with what happened after Game 1 there, and getting lined up. Not a lot of strikes here in Game 2. And we saw the same thing yesterday. Again, big scores in the opening game, and then just trying to keep up with the transition being the biggest challenge. That's what bowling is, though. You have to be smarter than your invisible opponent.
Still waiting on the results from Game 1. Should have them soon, hopefully. Give you an update on how everybody did in that first game. Marco Bade of Germany, 256 in Game 1. Just kind of looking through the live scoring. Shakar El Hassan, 266. Saw him on the live stream pairs. Kam Seng Chan, 245. He's on the live pair right now in Macau. Arnar Jonsson of Iceland, 257. Dan McClellan of Canada, 224. John Perez of Puerto Rico, 245. Denmark went 246, 239 first game. Jaime Gonzalez, Colombia, 239. Andres Gomez, 225. Sam Cooley of Australia, 237. Jason Belmonte, only 197 first game. Well, Belmo has started with a double. Ahmed Fishel of Malaysia, 245. So that's kind of a update on some of the top scorers on this squad just by looking at the live scoring. If we look at the live scoring, it'll tell you their plus minus to the right of their name. And standings are updated. Shakir Al Hassan, UAE, 266. Top scorer on this squad, although Al Hassan only 92 in the fifth this game. Arnar David Jonsson of Iceland, 257. Marco Bada of Germany, 256. Christian Warming Hansen of Denmark, 246. Jean Perez of Puerto Rico, 245. Ahmed Fishol of Malaysia, 245. Kam Seng Chan of Macau, 245. So some good scores to start, but we've seen that just about every squad so far. Scores are pretty good the first game. They stay pretty good for the second, the third, and then it starts to go south a little bit. Games 4 and 5. So we'll just have to see how things go these next few games. The period to watch closely at the standings is going to be Game 4, Game 5 to see if we're going to see an uptick in the scores or if we're going to see the same kind of transition that we saw in the first 3 squads. Average score first game on this squad, though, 202.48. That's very high compared to what we saw from the other squads.
It's considerably higher. Now 197 was our highest first game yesterday.
Yeah, it's about 5 pins a game higher than what we saw yesterday on any of the squads. So that may be an indication of the strength of the squad in comparison to the other squads. But average score 5 pins a game higher in Game 1 this morning than yesterday, any of the squads.
Certainly a good possibility that some coaches may have saved their top players for the later squads just to have the advantage of watching the lane play a little bit in the transition and allowing those guys to get out there with as much knowledge and information as possible. And some teams just even stack top to bottom. So then it's just a matter of, as we talked about yesterday, maybe somebody prefers to bowl in the morning compared to later at night. For many teams, I think the big focus is on the team event. So everything before that is the gathering of information, and if you happen to succeed and get a medal, that's even better for the confidence, of course. We are cruising along nicely here. Game 2 of our final singles qualifying squad at the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships. You're listening to Matt Cannizzaro and Lucas Wiseman. We were here all day yesterday. 3 squads, 6 games apiece. Best players in the world. And after today's squad, the top 4 overall will advance to the semifinals. Semifinal winners advance to the gold medal match. Semifinal losers will share the bronze medal. Current leader, Team USA's Tommy Jones, 1434. And final spot at the top 4 right now, 1371. two-time defending world singles champion Bill O'Neill of the United States. 103rd place at plus 28, so he will not get a chance at a third consecutive gold medal. First game leader, Shaker Al Hassan, local favorite here in Abu Dhabi. Working on a max score of 232. There's one pair to the left. All right, now you're watching Bahrain, Turkey, Macau, China, and India here in our featured pairs. This is a 40-lane bowling center at the Zayed Sports City, Abu Dhabi. We're behind lanes 9 through 12. Shortly after the conclusion of this final qualifying squad, we'll have the semifinals. First semifinal will take place actually on lanes 7 and 8. The second semifinal will be on 9 and 10, and the finals will be right here on 11 and 12. And the top seed will have the opportunity to choose which semifinal will be contested first. Again, they're bowling on a 43-foot Tokyo pattern. This week we'll have two patterns, a medium and a long. Medium pattern is 38-foot Atlanta. And we'll see that tomorrow and Tuesday during doubles. And then trios and team each will consist of 3 games on each pattern. And all events will be 6 games, after which the field will be cut to the top 4 for the semifinals. 24 game totals will count for all events medals. So a lot up for grabs here this week at the World Championships. Finland is the defending champion in the coveted team event. Finland denied Team USA a 4th consecutive win last year at Sunset Station in Henderson, Nevada, just outside of Las Vegas. Prior to 2006, Team USA hadn't won the gold medal since 1971. So claiming 3 in a row. Pretty spectacular feat. Came to a dramatic end last year. Looking forward to even more excitement here in 2014. We had a 297 on our featured pair yesterday. That's the highest game of the tournament. Just had a front 9, 2 pairs away. Turned into 265. With the Kegel ice oil designed to hold up a little bit longer, the transition seems to take place late in game 3, early game 4. And then something more seems to be happening in game 6. And one squad yesterday, we had as many as 7 players with a chance to make the top 4 going into the final game. And all but one fizzled out. Do appreciate everybody joining us around the world. 500 online right now. Today's one of our short days. We'll have 6 games of qualifying, then the semifinals and finals. Of course, that's where it gets the most exciting. So thanks for stopping by. Make sure to come back later on and cheer on your favorite finalists. Game 2 coming to a close here. They're speeding along. Standings have been relatively quick thus far, so once everybody's done, give you the latest. You can find all of that on the official tournament site. If you look underneath your video screen, there's a link to worldbowling.org. It'll take you right to the page where you can find standings and live scoring throughout the 40 Lane Bowling Center. You can watch your favorite players as they cross the house. Early leader, Shaker Al Hassan from the UAE, can strike here on his fill ball to finish with 232. So he could finish with the back 6 here. And he does. So great start for the local favorite. As Lucas said, that would be huge for him to find this kind of success in his own backyard. So he's 98 over after 2. We'll have the latest standings in just a few minutes. We do appreciate everybody being here. Game 2 done. Game 3 coming right up. All right, so we're getting ready for game number 3 here on 11 and 12. We've got Brazil and Sweden. Get our first look at the Swedish two-hander, Jesper Svensson, the youngster. Saw him at the World Youth Championships find great success. And he'll be bowling with Robert Anderson today. Looks like the Swedish players are kind of paired off with one youngster and one up-and-comer. I'm sorry, one youngster and one more experienced player. Good teamwork. If you're just joining us, you are watching the final singles qualifying squad at the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships. This is Matt Canizaro, Lucas Wiseman here as well. Got two featured pairs here. Right now, Brazil and Sweden. Just waiting on our other pair to get going. This is already game 3 of 6. Svensson plus 28 through 2. Starts with the spare. Anderson plus 2. After 6 games, we'll cut to the top 4 for the semifinals. So make sure to stick around for that, or come on back. You can check bowl.com for the live stream schedule. You can check out bowl.com/livestream. And don't forget to get involved in our Twitter feed here at the World Championships. Hashtag 2014 WBMC. Share your thoughts. Cheer for your favorite teams. Ask us questions. We're here all week long. This is just day 2 of 9 of competition here at the World Championships.
Hello, world.
Dan McClelland is taking over the live stream here as he waits to bowl his next game. Hi, Dan. How's it going today?
It's going good. It's going well. A couple good scores to start off. Just got to keep going.
Yeah, plus 83. That's not bad.
It's not bad.
Transition seems to hit.
Tommy Jones-esque, but I'll take it.
You think you're going to hit some transition later?
Yeah, I'm still pretty far right, so it's probably next game or the game before I'm gonna have to make a big arrow move. So,
Yeah. Well,
but we'll see how they hold up.
yeah. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Dan McClelland from Canada getting ready to bowl on our live stream pairs. Saw the microphone, decided to come over and pay us a visit. He's plus 83, shot 259 last game.
Well, pretty good featured pairs here. Again, Sweden and Brazil. Our other pair is going to be Canada and Mexico. So some very talented players. We've seen them all at the PBA or collegiate level at some point. So certainly looking forward to this game 3. A little bit of excitement.
Yeah, and our medal round is going to start at 1:30 local time here in Abu Dhabi. It's the scheduled start time. So that would be in 3 hours and 17 minutes. And we'll have live coverage for you right here on Bold TV. Not sure if Abu Dhabi Sports Extra is going to be live streaming or should I say live broadcasting the finals this afternoon, but
Well, they're here most of yesterday doing qualifying. You'd think that they might come back for the most exciting part. If not,
I guess it all depends on what else is going on for their coverage, but hopefully they'll be back to the live broadcast.
a very sports-heavy part of the world here, and of course we're at the Zayed Sports City. A lot going on, and
Seems like they always have live sports on TV, whether it's camel races or some sort of equestrian, horseback riding.
I believe we had a cricket team at the hotel the other day.
Yeah. So there's all kinds of stuff going on here in Abu Dhabi, in addition to the World Bowling Men's Championships.
Not sure what's going on across the bowling center right now, though. We've been pretty well paced throughout qualifying, and without the traditional whistle dismissing teams from their pair lanes to move to the next. Teams have just been moving as they get done and starting when they arrive. But
I'm going to guess there was a breakdown down on 31 and 32 because they still haven't bowled the 10th frame yet. And this, I think, is the game where you move the most pairs. So I think that this is the game where it could slow down the most after game 2.
this is the quietest it's been during qualifying. There's a handful of pairs bowling right now, but both our featured pairs going again. Canada and Mexico, 2 solid groups there, and Brazil and Sweden.
Well, regardless of what time we finish, I think we'll still start the semis for the singles at 1:30 because there's an hour break for a re-oil, and obviously it's not going to take an hour to oil 3 pairs of lanes, so we'll have plenty of time, I think. And we're not that far behind, only 5-6 minutes for a lot of the pairs. Some pairs are already in the 4th frame of game 3, and a lot of pairs haven't even started, so it'll all catch up with itself by the end of the block, I think. It's kind of a short day here compared to yesterday.
Great shot by Anderson. Good combination here of youth and experience for the Swedish players.
Yeah, the Swedes look likely to get one player in the finals. Martin Larson in second place. But you never know. I've seen World Championships where all 4 of the bowlers in the medal round come from the last squad, and everybody else is left out in the cold. So you just don't know. Some pretty good scores on this squad through 2 games, but like we've been saying, we've seen that the last few squads as well. It's going to be a matter of whether they can battle through games 4 or 5 and maintain the scoring pace. If they do, if the bowlers have learned from what happened yesterday, then I think the odds are pretty good to get a couple, 2-3 bowlers from the squad onto the medal round. Jamal sending us in a tweet saying that Abu Dhabi Sports Extra will televise today from 1 to 5. Although I think that we won't be bowling that late because things should go pretty quickly this afternoon in the singles. They've got a little bit too much time built into the schedule, I think, but it depends on how. There's not going to be any rush because it's going to finish so quickly. So they may let them. I think they're going to let them bowl match play style and have a little bit slower pace than normal, just because there's no pressure to get done early today. And because there's a lot of time, they're going to bowl semifinal number 1 by itself, and then semifinal number 2 by itself, and then the final, which is a little different than normal. Usually they bowl the semifinals simultaneously. And Pekka Korpi, the tournament director, stopped over earlier and said that the player who is the top seed, the number 1 qualifier, will get to decide whether they bowl the semifinal first or the semifinal second. Not sure if there's an advantage or a disadvantage in that. I guess if you wanted to not have a break between your semifinal and your final, then you would want to bowl the second one. That would be my guess. I don't know. That probably would be my preference. You get warmed up. You don't want to have to sit around for 45 minutes and wait for the final to start. But I guess it just comes down to personal preference. Other than that, I don't really see any other advantages or disadvantages. But we're going to do the same thing for the doubles event as well, because doubles follows the same schedule as the singles event. 4 squads of doubles, first 3 tomorrow, and then the final squad of doubles is going to be on Tuesday morning, followed by the medal round. They're asking on the Twitter, is today going to be shorter than yesterday? And yeah, it's way shorter. Today we're done probably 5 or 6 hours earlier today than we were yesterday. Which means Matt and I will actually have a chance to get some dinner tonight. If you are just tuning in, you're watching singles qualifying Squad 4. Dan McClellan from Canada started with the front three, just left a split to 4:10 in the fourth frame. Keeping an eye out for the updated standings for you here. As soon as they come in, we'll let you know. There's a little bit of a backlog that last game, and looks like everybody has transitioned into game 3 now. So it shouldn't take too long to get the updated standings in. James Koo watching live streaming, just sending out a tweet. Quick shout out to Team Canada from back home. Thanks for tuning in, James, and watching the live streaming here on Bull TV. Once again, the medal round coming up in about 3 hours. So the updated standings after 2 games, Marco Bade of Germany, 521. Ahmed Fishel of Malaysia, 501. Shakir Al Hassan of the UAE, 498. And Sam Cooley of Australia, 484. Dan McClellan of Canada, 483. And this is pretty similar to what we saw the first couple of squads, or first 3 squads yesterday. High scores the first few games. Question is, can these players maintain it over the course of the next few games? Back-to-back opens for Dan McClellan. 92 in the 5th frame for him now. Jaden wants a shout out on Twitter. Can't wait for Game 5 to watch Belmonte and Cooley from Australia. And Tommy Boy says, hey Lucas, been up since 5:45 for my last college tourney. Tuned in now. Can I get a shout out? There you go, Tommy Boy. If you want to tweet at me, you can find me on Twitter at Lucas_Wiseman. Use the hashtag 2014 WBMC. 2014 WBMC is the hashtag to use on Twitter to send us a message here in our broadcast booth. Score is pretty decent on our featured pairs this game. As we head to a close in Game 3 of 6, taking us to the halfway point. We might have a little bit of a delay between Games 3 and 4 as there were some pairs that got backlogged last game. I can tell you that Tori Torgerson of Norway has the front 6 right now. He's down on lane 6 if you want to follow that on live scoring. German Marco Bade, 109 in the 5th, a strike in the 6th. So he's continuing to pull well, and about the highest we've seen for the first 3 games is in the 720s, I think. And he is potentially could be as high as 780 for his first 3 if he strikes out this game, which would be a huge cushion going into what has been the lower scoring part of the qualifying, each squad. Official from Malaysia strikes bear, strike this game, so nothing too exciting for him. Shakir Al Hassan, kind of the same story, strikes bear. So he doesn't really have anything big going this game yet. Sam Cooley sitting at plus 84, triple spare to start game 3. You can follow all the action across the bowling center on the live scoring. You can see the frame-by-frame scores on any of the pairs. Well, Dan McClellan trying to get it going again here. Rings a 10-pin, had 3 in a row before that. But now his max score drops down to 221. Both of the Mexican bowlers bowling well, can go 246, 256 this game. Our Lithuanian fans says it's Sunday. I just woke up at 7 a.m. to watch live streaming. So thanks for getting up early to watch live streaming here today from Abu Dhabi. Just finishing up game 3 on the featured pairs. Luis Cassian of Mexico can strike out for 246. Humberto Vasquez can strike out for 256. So having a pretty good game here on the featured pairs. Well, it looks like Marco Bade from Germany, open frame in the 8th. 154, can only shoot 214 this game. Still put him at 735 for his first 3, but definitely open frame hurts him a bit. Ahmed Fishel of Malaysia has put together 3 strikes in a row now and can shoot as high as 260 this game. That put him at 760 for the first 3. And Shakir Al-Hassan struggling a bit, only 103 in the 6th. Spare in the 7th, max score 213 if he strikes out 8th, 9th, 10th. That wraps up game 3, 221 for Dan McClelland as he strikes out. Like I said, I think we're going to have a bit of a break here on the featured pairs before we start our next game. So stand by and we'll get started as soon as we can here with our next game here on Bowl TV.
Bye, world. See you at the medal round, hopefully.
All right, ready to get started with our fourth game. Spain and the Philippines on 9 and 10. And 11 and 12 is going to be Lithuania and Norway. Still have some pairs finishing up game 3, so it'll be a few minutes before we have any standings. But as soon as we do, we'll let you know. Looks like somebody may have woken up Jason Belmonte down on lane 27. He's got 7 strikes in a row going into the 10th frame. Can shoot 268. Game 3. Belmo only plus 22 for the first 2 games. Belmo ended up shooting 257. Gets him to plus 79. Sam Cooley's at plus 113. Shakar Al Hassan drops to plus 96. They're shooting 198. We'll give you the full update on the standings here in just a couple of minutes once we get the updated official standings in. Well, coming into game number 3, the top 5 players in the standings based on average were all from this squad, and I think that's going to get changed a bit. I think Tommy Jones might be back in the lead based on average, or pretty close to it. But there'll be a few guys right behind him. 3 games to go. But this is the point in which things have gotten a little bit tricky.
Lucas, you heard Dan McCullen talk earlier about expecting a big move soon. I've seen enough games over the last day and a half or so to know, and he said a big move, an arrow move. So certainly the players are anticipating what's going to happen. It's just a matter of guessing the right spot. Again, the oil doesn't transition like different kinds of oil, so it's a little bit trickier in that sense. So it's just like anything else. You gotta pick your spot and make your move and be brave and hope that it's the right move at the right time.
Curtis Faw says another amazing live stream broadcast. Good to see the Canadians bowling well today. Yep, Canadians doing good so far. Dan McClellan's got a chance to make it into the medal round if he bowls well the last 3 games. And Gene says New York City is up all night with you and Team USA at the World Men's Championships. So thanks, Gene, for watching in New York City. Awaiting an update on the standings after game 3. It looks like they've just finished. All of the pairs have just finished, so should be just a couple of minutes before we get the update. All right, updated standings, and well, the only player based on average who's ahead of Tommy Jones is just barely ahead of him. It's Ahmed Fishal of Malaysia, 718, 239.33 average. Tommy Jones, based on average, second place at 239. Sam Cooley of Australia, third at a 237.67 average, actually tied with Marco Bade of Germany, who is also 237.67. Timmy Tan of Malaysia suddenly at 236.67. Dan McClellan, 234.67. Shakir El Hassan of the UAE, 232 average. So some big scores at the halfway point of this squad, but you've got basically 6 guys who are right there in the mix. This is the tricky portion of the block, as we have seen the last 3 squads. So we'll keep an eye to see how things finish up here. We're about halfway through game 4 right now.
This definitely is the highest scoring squad, for sure. All 3 games over 200.
Yep. That last game was 204.23 field average.
Hard to know what to attribute that to. Again, a lot of knowledge gained yesterday on the lanes, and perhaps some of the better players being held back to the final squad. Better decisions. People get paid a lot of money to watch balls go down the lane and try to help make the right guesses.
So 2 games to go after this one wraps up, and that will finalize our field for the singles medal round this afternoon. The medal round scheduled to start in about 2 hours and 20 minutes. But there's still a lot to be determined. Got a lot of bowlers on the squad who have a legit chance to make it into the medal round. Just have to see how things finish up. Gonna have Jason Belmonte on the live stream pairs next game. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that. Belmo would need a really big finish to this squad to make it into the medal round. looks like we'll have Ahmed Fishel of Malaysia on the featured pairs for the last game. And he is currently your leader, and double 7-spare double to start game 4. So that could work out well for us if he is still in contention at that point. Of course, we'll have Sam Cooley on next game along with Jason Belmonte. Sam currently in second place on this squad. And Marco Bade of Germany. Let's see where he finishes up. He will be right next to us for the last game, just to the right of the featured pair, so we'll be able to keep a close eye on him. Of course, Timmy Tan, who's fourth on this squad, also from Malaysia, will be on 9 and 10 for the last game. We already saw Dan McClellan from Canada, and we already saw Shakir El Hassan of UAE, so we won't see them again on the featured pairs today. Dan McClellan down on lane 3 can shoot 259 this game with 2 frames to go.
Another great shot for Sarajeva's. 270 still out there. -2 though. Might be a little too big of a deficit to make up, but again, 24 game totals will count towards all events, so every pin very important along the way. We'll get towards the end of game number 4 here again. Tommy Jones, your leader, at 1434 plus 234. Second is Martin Larsson from Sweden, 1389. And coming into this squad, the cut number for the top 4, 1371 plus 171. So at the halfway point, everybody has some work to do, but so far this is our highest scoring squad of the 4. All 3 games, the field average over 200. And we're talking about more than 270 of the best bowlers in the world spread out over the 2 days. Do appreciate everybody joining us again. This is Matt Kenazar and Lucas Wiseman. We're live here at the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships in Abu Dhabi, at the Zayed Sports City Khalifa International Bowling Center. If you missed any of yesterday's squads, want to go back and watch those broadcasts, you can visit Bowl TV. All those are archived there. If you want to check out the schedule for the rest of the week, you can go to bowl.com/livestream. And it'll have all the times in Eastern time. So you just have to do the conversions. We'll have the semifinals of singles coming up about an hour after we're done here with the final qualifying squad again. The top 4 overall will advance to the semifinals. Semifinal winners will bowl for the gold medal later today, so stay tuned for that.
Well, looks like Dan McClellan, 237. Sam Cooley can strike out for 245. So that would be a nice game for him. Ahmed Fishel, our leader from Malaysia on this squad, can strike out for 233. So that'd be a little bit lower than his average thus far today. Timmy Tan, he may be the one to watch here from Malaysia. He can strike out for 259 this game, which would give him a nice boost and most likely move him into the top spot with 2 games to go. The German Marco Bade can strike out for 224, so that's going to be a little bit under his average if he can strikeout in the 10th. And Al Hassan of UAE looking at a max of 257 this game. That would certainly get him right back in the mix. Only 2 games to go. We'll have some of the top players on this squad on the featured pairs for the last 2 games. So if you're just now tuning in, you've picked a good time. We should have some exciting bowling coming up in games 5 and 6. Waiting to start game 5. Teams are moving in here as we speak. Sam Cooley, Jason Belmonte, both of Australia, coming up on 11 and 12. Sam at plus 147, Belmo at plus 77. Also got Romania bowling alongside them, Romeo Gagno plus 45. Hi, Pavel at plus 79. So some good scores for these 4 bowlers so far today. 2 games left. Got Belgium and Kuwait on 9 and 10 this game. I think Timmy Tan of Malaysia is probably going to be the new leader on this squad, plus 168. And you've got, just from the people right in front of us here, I can see Sam Cooley plus 147. Sam start things off with a strike. Ahmed Fishel of Malaysia plus 121. But we'll have an update on the standings in just a couple of minutes. Belmo with a strike to start.
popićen po Patru Majsiću, taj rezet.
All right, so the updated standings are in. Timmy Tan of Malaysia, 968, 242 average, leading the squad. Tommy Jones, the United States, who bowled yesterday, 239 average, second based on average. Shakir Al Hassan of the UAE, 238 average. He struck out for 256 last game. Sam Cooley, 236.75 average, currently in fourth. You've got Dan McClellan of Canada, Mark Obata of Germany, and Ahmed Fishel of Malaysia, all still within distance of making the top four with 2 games to go. So it seems like the players managed game 4 a bit better, and scores were pretty decent that game, which has got to make Martin Larsson of Sweden a little bit nervous going into the last 2 games, but still a lot of bowling to be done here left in these final couple of games. Cooley with a double to start. Tommy Jones plus 234 for his 6 games. You can see to the right of the players' names on the scoreboards, they're plus or minus. So Sam Cooley plus 147. A lot of work to do to get ahead of the score set by Tommy Jones, but not definitely not impossible. Got 6 guys on this squad with a pretty good chance. Even looking a little bit further down the standings, there's still a few more that could, if they pop a couple of big games at the end here, potentially make it into the top 4. Belmo tripping out of 4 for a double. Belmo not out of it yet. If he goes 270, 270 his last 2 games, he could potentially make it into the top 4. Belmo likes the live stream pairs, so he could put up a big game here for us. I know we've got a lot of Belmo fans watching out there. If you're watching and cheering for Jason Belmonte, send us a tweet using the hashtag 2014 WBMC. I know we got a lot of Australian fans watching, and we hope that everybody will tune in for the medal round, which is going to get underway at 1:30 local time here in Abu Dhabi, which is in a little bit less than 2 hours. Man to watch on our featured pairs, though, is Sam Cooley. He's got the high score by a pretty wide margin ahead of all of the people on these pairs. 3 in a row to start for Cooley. Cooley needs to shoot about 245 the last 2 games to move ahead of Tommy Jones. Belmo whips another strike. Front 3 for him as well. Good time to tell your friends to tune in to the live streaming here on Bowl TV. You can send them the link to bowl.com/BowlTV. We're going to have some good action here these last 2 games. Sam Cooley with the front 4 now. Somewhere in this bowling center, Martin Larson is sweating a little bit right now, I think. Probably not very confident. Shakra Hassan has started spare triple. Another strike for Belmonte. Told you, don't count him out. Maybe only at plus 77, but Belmo can put up some big scores in a hurry if he gets hot. Remember, the top 4 players in the standings at the end of this squad, with all the other squads combined in the standings, advance into the medal round. And in the medal round, it's nice split conversion there. In the medal round, it's 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3. the semifinals. The winners meet for the gold medal. Sam Cooley still perfect, 5 for 5. And he's coolly chewing his gum as he walks through the settee area. Sam looking pretty solid so far. Belmonte keeps chopping those pins out, and he's got the front 5 as well. Timmy Tan, our leader on this squad, struggling a bit to start this game. Open, strike, spare, spare. Timmy. Alexei Parshikov of Russia with the front 7, a couple of pairs away from us. He's sitting at plus 46 coming into this game. Sam Cooley, still perfect, halfway home here in Game 5. Belmo with the front six as well. So the Aussies putting on a show here in Game 5, both with the front six. And both still fighting to get into the top 4 for the medal round this afternoon. Can't forget about Al Hassan from the UAE. And hear the crowd cheering for him down there. He has gone, it looks like spare 5-bagger to start this game. Seems like it's going to be a race to the finish here to see who gets in. The squad shaping up a bit differently than the previous 3. It's a pretty strong squad as well. The scores have been higher on this squad than they were on the as a total for the field than they had been on the previous 3 squads, which may indicate the strength of this squad overall. See if Sam Cooley can keep it going here. It's the 7th frame. Brings a 10-pin. Belmo also leaves the 10-pin. So both strings come to an end in the 7th frame. Bit more critical for Belmo to have kept striking, given that he is 70 pins behind Sam Cooley. Only 4 bowlers are going to make it into the medal round. Right now, based on average, it would be Malaysia, USA, UAE, and Australia. Shakir Al Hassan of the UAE continuing to strike. Spare 6-bagger to start this game. Sorry, spare 7-bagger to start this game for Al Hassan. 290 at this stage would be absolutely monumental and huge. And that would push him to plus 242 if he were to strike out. And that would be with 1 game to go. And it might get a little nuts in here if UAE makes it into the finals. Sam Cooley. Looking at a max of 279 with a couple of frames to go. That would be huge for him as well. Belmo comes up light, 248. Another strike for Al Hassan. He's down on lane 19. He's going to take it to the 10th with a chance for 290. The way it's shaping up right now, Sam Cooley and Shakir El Hassan seem to have the best chance to make the top 4 off this squad. But you've still got some guys with an outside shot to still make it in as well. We'll just have to see how it plays out here to close out Game 5. Going into the final game, we're going to have the Malaysians on for the last game. Timmy Tan has not doubled through 6 frames. He's getting ready to bowl the 7th off to the right of our featured pair. Be able to see the ball go down the lane on lane 13 here in just a moment. Here's his first double, but he can only max out at 235. A bit high on that shot, leaves the 4-pin. It's going to bring Sam Cooley's max score down to 259. Sam's been very consistent today. 237, 247, 229, 234, and a chance still for 259 this game. Oh, and he whiffed it. Whiffed 4-pin for Sam Cooley. Drops the max down to 247. Don't want to be giving away pins at this stage of the competition, that's for sure. Loses 12 pins right there very quickly. if we hear some noise in a second, we'll know why. It's because Al Hassan is up in the 10th frame with a chance for a 290 game still if he strikes out. Looks like Al Hassan went through the face, let the 3-6, maybe 3-6-7. Sorry, the 2-4. So Belmonte can shoot 266 this game, and he would need a huge finish in Game 6, even if he strikes out this game, to have a chance to make it in. Al Hassan made the spare. Looks like he's going to be in the 260s this game. Sam Cooley looking to rebound after the missed 4-pin in the 9th. And wheels it wide and big split. 2-8-10. Not the finish Sam Cooley wanted here in Game 5. It does look increasingly likely that Tommy Jones will make the finals. We'll have a better idea how it looks for Martin Larson once this game finishes up. Well, let's see if somehow Sam Cooley can make a little magic happen and convert the 2-8-10 here in the 10th frame to close out Game 5. He's going to hook it at it. Gets 1. 225. It's going to be disappointing for Sam. Shaker Al Hassan, 266, gets to plus 218 with 1 game to go. Ahmed Fishel of Malaysia not out of it yet. He can shoot 255 this game. That would get his number to plus 176 with a game left. Belmo's still trying to hang in there, sneak in the back door. If he shoots 266 this game, that would get him to plus 143. He can fire, 290. Maybe not even need that much. Depends on how it plays out. Timmy Tan, if he strikes out, can shoot 214. Get him to plus 182. So things still looking a little dicey for the players who were at the top of the standings coming into today. Some players making a serious charge to make the medal round. This is a big shot for Belmo. Gets him into the 260s and keeps his hopes alive to make the medal round. crowd really starting to fill in here at the Khalifa International Bowling Center at Zayed Sports City. And a lot of folks coming in to watch the last couple of games and gearing up for the medal round this afternoon. Belmo's final shot shoots .265. Gets him to plus 142. Sam Cooley plus 172. Ahmed Fishol of Malaysia got his first strike in the 10th, can strike out for .255, which would again get him to plus 176. Got the second one in the 10th. Things not looking so promising for Martin Larson, I think, at this point. Scores are pretty high on this squad. I think Tommy Jones is looking pretty solid at this point, but scores keep pushing up here, and Martin Larson only sitting at plus 189. That might not be enough.
Well, we've seen this scenario twice already. The last two squads are going into Game 6. Handful of players with a legitimate chance at making a push into the top 4. And we've seen all but a couple fall short.
I think a slight difference between the previous squads and this squad is that they've maintained a decent scoring pace throughout the squad, which we didn't see yesterday. And they just have to maintain it one more game. There's a lot of players who can jump around Martin Larson. Tommy Jones sitting at plus 234. I feel like that's pretty safe, but it's not locked in by any means. There's 4 guys who could go around that on this squad, potentially, if they bowl big sets, big games in the last game. I don't know. We're going to find out soon enough.
Well, that number 1 spot for sure, has some importance as well. You get to choose when you bowl your semifinal. Of course, getting there is the most important thing. But could you imagine this place and what it would look like if Al Hassan was able to jump into the number 1 spot?
Or even if he just makes it in.
I mean, they already talked about needing to block off some space for some VIPs, and of course we'll have live TV here. I think this could be a pretty significant piece in the history of UAE bowling. Again, Tommy Jones plus 234. Right now, Al Hassan plus 218 with 1 to go.
United Arab Emirates has 3 medals in World Championships history, all bronze medals. They've never won a silver, they've never won a gold. UAE got 3rd place in the team event in 2003 in Malaysia. That same year, Mohammed Khalid Al-Kabasi got third in the Masters. And back in 1995 in Reno, Nevada, Muhammad Khalifa got the bronze in the all events. So they've never medaled in the singles. All events, Masters, and team is where the bronze medals have come for the UAE. The Middle Eastern countries are known for paying their players handsomely when they win medals in international events, and I can't even fathom the payday that would await Shakar Al Hassan if he were to win the gold medal in his own country. I don't know the number. I don't know that we'll ever know the number, but it would be substantial. Al Hassan's spare strike to start. It would, without a doubt, be a big story here in Abu Dhabi and throughout all of the Emirates of the United Arab Emirates. Among the bowlers on our featured pairs, the two Malaysians have the best chance to make it into the medal round. Plus 173 and plus 162. Should have updated standings here pretty soon. So I believe everybody is done with Game 5. Looks like the standings are updated. Shakar Al Hassan of UAE in the lead, 243.6 average. Tommy Jones at a 239 average. Ahmed Fishel of Malaysia, 234.6. Sam Cooley of Australia, 234.4. Top four based on average. Martin Larson currently in 7th place based on average. So you've got 5 guys on this squad who are ahead of him based on average with 1 game to go. 2 of them on the featured pairs. Al Hassan has started spare double. Timmy Tan with a 9 miss. He is 5th on this squad and has the most work to do. But it's all very close between 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th on the squad. Just 11 pins separating those 4 players.
Just based on the crowd again, it's gonna get pretty loud in here in a couple of frames. as Al Hassan is making his move.
Well, it's hard to put a number on what Al Hassan needs to be safe. I think he is, he's 45 pins ahead of the next highest bowler on this squad. So if you kind of work that math out, 260 thereabouts, 255, 256, whatever, would lock out the rest of the players on this squad and guarantee that he would make it for sure. I don't think he's going to need that high.
Certainly if he can get around Tommy Jones, he's got to feel pretty confident about making the top 4. And
if he gets around Tommy Jones, I think he's in for sure. He only needs 217 this game to do that.
I think at this point the rest of the players are in contention fighting for the 3rd and 4th spots, but I think 1 and 2 should feel pretty good at this point, and Al Hassan with the start here should feel very confident.
I think if Al Hassan can just get somewhere in the positive range this game, above 200, he could probably feel pretty good, but it will depend on how things progress this game for the players behind him.
Well, and you mentioned his experience overall. Seems to be pretty well composed. Like he's been on the big stage enough. Certainly, there's going to be a considerable added amount of pressure just being in front of his home fans and being such a big deal. It's all about how he handles that. And also looking like he's going to be the only left-hander advancing.
Al Hassan, another strike, 3 in a row. Every strike he throws increases the likelihood that he's going to be in the finals. Sam Cooley strikes spare double to start this game. Jason Belmonte spare double. Hard to envision any scenario where Belmo makes it in if he doesn't strike out this game and shoot 290. That would give him a chance. That would put him at plus 232.
Well, that put him 2 sticks behind Tommy Jones.
Yep. So he'd be looking at probably best case behind, in 3rd place at that point, assuming he can jump ahead of Sam Cooley and some of the other players on this squad. Can't forget about Dan McClellan. Get an update on how Dan is doing this game. Dan is on lane 25. Strike, spare, double start for Dan McClellan.
Well, certainly
he's kind of the furthest away from the rest of the players who are up there. The rest of the players in the hunt here are between lanes 7 and 15, and Dan's all the way down on 25. So he's kind of sheltered a little bit from what's going on down here.
Plenty to look at, tons of excitement here, and everybody's going to have their calculators out here momentarily. And very possible to see 3 players off this squad advance to the semifinals and be fresh as we get ready to move into the medal round. Certainly also another potential advantage over having bowled even yesterday morning. Sam Cooley getting a nice break on the 4-pin for 3 in a row.
Yeah, just tripped out a 4.
4 out of 5 for him. So he's setting the pace for the Australian, still 30 pins ahead of Belmonte coming into this game. Al Hassan up on lane 16, looking for 4 in a row. Goes high, leaves the 610. So a makeable spare after the 3-bagger. Still in very good shape.
Al Hassan 8 spare. So spare, triple spare for Shakir Al Hassan. Belmonte left a split, so he is not going to make it into the finals, looks like. Guess mathematically it's not over, but it's extremely less likely now with that open frame. Malaysia off to a pretty slow start here on the featured pairs. 3 frames in, no doubles for either player. Official changes that with a double. Sam Cooley now has 4 strikes in a row. Looking more and more solid to advance into the medal round here. Definitely has to get ahead of the score that Martin Larson beat. I don't think he's going to have a problem getting there. Martin Larson was at plus 189, so Sam would need to shoot 218 to reach that number. Considering he's gone strike, spare, 4-bagger. Looks pretty good, although he started really strong last game and faded to the finish for 225 with a couple opens at the end in the 9th and the 10th. Dan McClellan, strike, spare, triple down on lane 25. All right, so we're just trying to work through this last game and figure out who our field is going to be for the medal round this afternoon. Scheduled to start in a little bit more than an hour from now at 1:30 local time here in the UAE. Belmo's max score keeps dropping every frame as he fails to strike again, which kind of lowers the chances of him slipping in. Dan McClellan 7-2 in the 6th, had a split. Max score 245 now for Dan, which would put him at plus 203. I think at this point, Tommy Jones is safe and is going to make it into the medal round. He may be the only one who was in the top 4 coming into the day who makes it into the medal round. Ahmad Fishel, ring 10 on the double. He's right there as well, plus 173. Sam Cooley just had a light hit the carry for a strike to give him 5 in a row. Al Hassan has stumbled a bit here the last few frames. Spare, and now looking at another spare. Still think he's looking pretty good. Oh, he missed it though. Left the 3-6 and missed it. Open frame in the 7th. Making things a little bit more interesting here down the stretch. Ahmed missed the single pin, which is pretty shocking. Starting to see some nerves maybe setting in. Missed easy spares for some of these players in the closing stages of this game. A lot on the line, a lot of pressure to deliver for your home country. And when the scores are this close, can't afford to give away the pins.
So Timmy Tan with the double for Malaysia. And these guys spend so much time all week getting their ball surfaces ready, getting lined up, trying to match up right to get to the pocket and strike. And then maybe forget the importance of those makeable spares, especially as it comes down to the wire here. It's just too close to be making careless mistakes at this point.
If I had to guess at this point, I would say that Al Hassan, Jones, and Cooley are in the best position to make it into the finals with still a spot up for grabs. Martin Larson is somewhere sweating it out because it's gonna be close. Dan McClellan can still go around him pretty easily. He can string some strikes together to close out this game. Dan's down on lane 25, just doubled. He's got 2 frames left, and he can strike out for 245 to get to plus 203. And that would be 14 pins ahead of the score put on the board by Martin Larson. Malaysians are not out of it yet. Both of them can still get ahead of Martin Larson, but I think there's maybe only going to be one spot for them. I don't think they both make it, depending on how Sam Cooley finishes. Sam Cooley is bowling right now and just struck again for 6 in a row. He's got a max score 280 this game.
So all eyes on Belmonte, and a lot of talk about him coming into this squad, and then Sam Cooley. Cooley representing Australia.
Yeah, Sam Cooley stole the show from Belmo. Well, that's no surprise. Sam Cooley's a great bowler and has done very well in his own right.
I can understand being a little bit in the shadow, sitting next to the great Lucas Wiseman here in the booth.
Timmy Tan with a single pin leaves the 10 in the 6th. Really can't afford to not strike. Lowers his max score to 238, which would get him to plus 200. It's asking a lot, though, to strike out under this much pressure. Dan McClellan struck again in the 9th, so he is going to take it to the 10th frame, a chance to shoot 245. He strikes out, he shuts out Timmy Tan. Oh, wow. Ahmed Fischel just left pocket 7-10 at a dreadful time. And that might just knock him out. Dan McClellan may pop ahead of Fischel and stay ahead of Timmy Tan, and he could be your 4th bowler in the finals, potentially. Dan still has some work to do in the 10th frame, though. I believe that Dan McClellan 9 spare 9 would be enough to go ahead of Martin Larson. Maybe strike 9 spare, somewhere in there. Shakir El Hassan just spared in the 9th, putting his max score at 214. So that means Tommy Jones is going to be your top seed, assuming Sam Cooley doesn't go around him, which could still happen. Cooley can still get the 252 over if he strikes out. We'll know on his next shot here if he's going to have a chance to take it to the 10th to get the top seed, and he will. He struck. The best that Al Hassan can get to is plus 232, which would be 2 pins shy of the score put up by Tommy Jones. Sam Cooley can strike out for 280, which would give him plus 252, which would be 18 pins better than Tommy Jones. I hear some faint cheers from down the lanes towards lane 25. Dan McClellan told us a couple of games ago, see you in the medal round. He very well might make it there, depending on how he's finishing up down there, and we'll let you know once the live scoring updates. Heard another yell from down by lane 25, and I'm wondering if Dan McClellan doubled in the 10th. This is our last game, final frames here. Malaysia has crumbled a bit here in this last game. And they are going to not advance into the medal round. Sam Cooley's getting ready to bowl the 10th frame. We'll keep you updated on what he does, as he has an opportunity to be the top seed in our medal round this afternoon. Sam Cooley on the approach right now. Just released the ball. Left a 10 pin. So that means Cooley's max score is 259. 231 would be his max, which would be short of the score Tommy Jones put up. So Tommy Jones is going to be your number 1 seed. Al Hassan with a strike first shot in the 10th. He can get to plus 232, so if he strikes out, he'll be your number 2. Sam Cooley would be number 3. Dan McClellan struck out for 245 to get to plus 203. So I think that it's going to be Tommy Jones, Shakir El Hassan, Sam Cooley, could be either way, and Dan McClellan in the finals. Unofficial, of course. Actually, Dan McClellan got to plus 213, not 203. Al Hassan with a single pin. It's going to put him at 204 plus 222. Sam Cooley is going to be at plus 231 with a strike on his fill ball. He gets 7. Still good enough for the 2nd seed. So it's going to be Tommy Jones of the United States, Sam Cooley of Australia, Shakir El Hassan of the UAE, and we believe Dan McClellan of Canada. Unofficially, your top 4 for the medal round coming up in about an hour. Gotten quite crowded in here. Everybody gathering around ready for the singles medal round, which will take place, like I said, in about an hour. They'll come out and reoil the lanes. Everybody will have a chance for a brief break. And then we'll get started at about 1:30 local time here. Pretty exciting squad, and 3 bowlers from this squad make it in. Looks like Tommy Jones will bowl Dan McClellan in one semifinal. The other semifinal is going to be Sam Cooley against Shakir Al Hassan, and the winners of those semifinals will meet for the title. Our scores are unofficial, but feeling pretty confident, I think, that we've got it right. Make sure to stick around for the singles medal round coming up less than an hour right here on Bowl TV. Just about finished with Game 6 on the featured pairs. This is one of the last pairs to finish up right here, 9 and 10. Make sure you tell your friends to tune in. Starting at 1:30 UAE time, less than an hour away for the singles medal round. Like I said, going to have a brief break while they get set up for the finals. Going to have local TV broadcasting live. And of course, we'll be here for you live on Bowl TV with our coverage of the medal round starting in 50 minutes. If you're not able to stay awake or have to jet off to work or run some errands or something, you can watch it on demand later on if you want to. It will be available a little bit after the end of the gold medal match this afternoon. Disappointing finish from Malaysia. They were right in the hunt all the way through until the last game. Unable to get anything together here in Game 6 to make a run at the medal round. They're going to come up a little bit short. All right, one more ball to go, then we're going to get set up for the medal round, and we'll see you back here in about 50 minutes with the start of the medal round here in the singles event at the World Bowling Men's Championships.
Qualification in singles. I ask 4 top scorers from this squad. Again, for pictures and interviews by the sponsor wall in the middle of the house. 4 top scorers. I will have the names pretty soon.